We will begin to normalize relations between our two countries. Through these changes, we intend to create more opportunities for the American and Cuban people.
The White House has conceded everything and gained little.
President Obama announcing a major change in our relationship with Cuba, restoring diplomatic relations for the first time in a half-century. But as you heard Florida Senator Marco Rubio say, not everyone thinks it's a good idea. Bill Shields has reaction now from Boston area Cuban-Americans.
I leave Cuba for freedom.
Freedom. It's not something Sixto Lopez takes for granted. In 1984, he and his family fled Cuba. He now owns the old Havana restaurant in Jamaica Plain. Lopez welcomes the president's plan to normalize relations with Cuba, but he doubts the impoverished people of Cuba will benefit with the current communist regime still in power.
The Cuban people, the normal Cuban people, is not going to benefit for that.
Not going to benefit.
I think who is going to benefit for that is the government.
Since 1958, the Castro family has held a tight grip on Cuba. In 1961, President Kennedy cut off ties with Cuba and put into effect an economic embargo.
And maybe Obama, maybe bit.
Eduardo Vasallo owns a car parts store in Jamaica Plain. He still keeps a picture of his father on the shelf next to a Cuban flag. And like Mr. Lopez, Vasallo welcomes any relief for Cuba, but believes the current government will siphon off any benefits.
The people that have the most there are the people in the government.
Even though many of the Cuban Americans we talked to were skeptical about the president's plan, they all agreed on one thing, that it is a first step and a necessary one. In Jamaica Plain, I'm Bill Shields, WBZ News.